Love and affection are often expressed in grand gestures, lavish gifts, dramatic confessions, or bold declarations. But when it comes to truly understanding how someone feels about you, the most meaningful signs are often hidden in the subtle, everyday moments. A man who genuinely misses you doesn't always say it outright. Instead, he reveals it through small actions, quiet behaviors, and little details that speak louder than words. Men, by nature, may not always be vocal about their emotions. Some hesitate to say, "I miss you" directly, while others prefer to show it in understated ways. This doesn't make their feelings any less real. If anything, it makes them more powerful. Because when a man goes out of his way to do the little things that keep you close, it shows that you're on his mind even when you're not around. His subtle efforts to connect with you are his way of bridging the distance, proving that his affection runs deeper than spoken words. Missing someone is not just about longing. It's about the emotional impact of their absence. When he misses you, the world feels quieter, lonelier, and incomplete. That's why he checks your updates, initiates random conversations, or remembers tiny details you thought he had forgotten. Each of these actions is like a gentle reminder you matter to him, and he feels your absence deeply. What makes these subtle signs so powerful is their authenticity. They often appear in unguarded moments, when he's not trying to impress you, when he's not thinking about how he looks, but simply when he's being himself. A quick reply, a late-night call, a random "I was thinking of you." These are not rehearsed. They're genuine expressions of care. Understanding these signs can also give you clarity in your relationship. Many women wonder, does he really miss me when I'm not there? Or am I truly important to him? By paying attention to these subtle actions, you'll see that love isn't always shouted. It's whispered in small gestures, consistent patterns, and quiet moments of longing. This guide brings you 15 subtle but powerful ways a man shows he misses you. From the way he notices small changes in your mood to how he plans future activities with you, each sign reveals a different layer of his emotions. Some are playful, others are deeply touching, but together they paint a picture of a man who values your presence more than words can express. 1. He frequently checks your social media updates. In today's world, social media has become one of the clearest windows into someone's life. When a man truly misses you, one of the most subtle but revealing ways he shows it is by constantly checking your social media updates. Whether it's a new post, a quick story, or even a small status change, he pays attention because he wants to feel connected to you even when you're not physically around. This behavior often goes unnoticed, because he may not always like, comment, or react to every post. In fact, sometimes he'll quietly view your stories or scroll through your photos without saying a word. But behind the scenes, his actions reveal a deep curiosity and longing. He wants to know how you're doing, what you're feeling, and what's happening in your world. It's his way of filling the gap created by your absence. Checking your updates also shows that he values even the smallest glimpses of your life. If you post about a coffee shop visit, a book you're reading, or a simple walk in the park, he pays attention to those details because they matter to him. It makes him feel like he's still a part of your everyday experiences. Sometimes, he might even bring up something you posted during conversations, not to snoop, but to connect with you. For example, he might say, "I saw you went to that new restaurant, how was it?" This reveals he's not only watching but also genuinely interested in your happiness. In short, when a man misses you, his quiet habit of following your social media presence is a modern-day love language. It's subtle, but it speaks volumes about his feelings, his care, and his desire to stay close to you, even from a distance. 2. He initiates random conversations just to talk to you. When a man truly misses you, one of the clearest signs is a habit of starting random conversations for no specific reason. He might not have anything important to say, yet he reaches out just to feel your presence and hear back from you. These small, casual interactions may seem ordinary at first, but they carry a deeper meaning. He simply wants a connection with you. It could start with something as simple as sending a meme, asking about your day, or even pointing out something trivial like, "Did you see the weather today?" The content of the conversation isn't always significant, but the intention behind it is. He's not really reaching out to talk about the weather or the meme. He's reaching out because he misses you. These little exchanges allow him to bridge the emotional distance he feels when you're not around. Random conversations also show that he doesn't need a reason to talk to you. Unlike casual friends who might only message when they have a purpose, He's eager just to hear from you, no matter how small or meaningless the topic may seem. For him, a short one is enough to brighten his day. Often these conversations gradually shift into something deeper. He may start with a casual "what are you up to?" but end up sharing personal thoughts or feelings once the dialogue unfolds. This reveals that what he truly craves is not the subject of the conversation, but the emotional closeness it creates. In essence, when he initiates random conversations, it's his way of saying, "I miss you, I'm thinking of you, and I want to keep you close." It's a subtle but powerful sign of his affection and attachment. 3. He brings up old memories you shared together. When a man misses you, one of the most heartfelt signs is the way he recalls and brings up old memories you shared. This could be anything: a funny moment you both laughed at, a place you visited together, or even something small like an inside joke that only the two of you understand. By doing this, he's showing that those moments are still alive in his heart and that he cherishes the connection you created. Bringing up old memories is more than just casual conversation. It's his way of reliving the emotions tied to those experiences. For example, he might say, "Remember that time we got lost on our way to the cafe?" Or "I was just thinking about that movie we watched together." These reminders aren't accidental. They're intentional signals that he treasures your presence and misses the happiness you bring into his life. This behavior also reveals a longing for closeness. By talking about the past, he's subtly trying to recreate the same warmth and joy he felt when he was with you. It's his way of bridging the gap between then and now, making the distance feel smaller. In a sense, these shared memories act as emotional anchors, pulling both of you back into a space of comfort, laughter, and intimacy. Another reason he brings up the past is that it gives him a safe way to express his feelings without directly saying, "I miss you." By reminding you of those moments, he hopes you'll not only remember them, but also feel the same connection he does. In short, when he often recalls the times you've shared, it's not just nostalgia, it's love, longing, and a gentle way of saying that you're always on his mind, for he replies quickly whenever you text or call. One of the most telling signs that a man misses you is how quickly he responds when you reach out. In a busy world where people often delay replies or ignore calls, his fast response time stands out as a powerful signal of his feelings. It shows that no matter what he's doing, you are a priority to him. When someone is deeply interested, they don't leave you waiting. If he replies to your texts almost instantly or picks up your calls right away, it's because hearing from you matters more than whatever else he's occupied with. Even if he's busy, he'll take a moment to acknowledge your message, proving that staying connected with you is important to him. This behavior also reveals his excitement. Quick replies aren't just about availability, they're about eagerness. He looks forward to hearing from you and can't help but respond immediately because your presence, even through a screen, brightens his day. It's his way of showing, without words, that your communication is something he values. On a deeper level, fast responses reflect emotional closeness. They show that he doesn't see your messages as interruptions, but as highlights of his day. If he answers late at night, during work breaks, or even in the middle of something important, it's because you hold a special place in his heart. At times, he might even double text or call back quickly if he missed your call, just to make sure he doesn't lose the chance to connect. This eagerness is a subtle but clear sign that he misses you and treasures every opportunity to interact. Simply put, when he replies quickly, it's not just politeness, it's proof of his care, priority, and longing to stay close to you. 5. He mentions how quiet or empty things feel without you. When a man truly misses you, he often expresses it by pointing out how different life feels in your absence. One of the most heartfelt ways he does this is by mentioning how quiet, dull, or empty things seem when you're not around. This isn't just casual talk, it's his indirect way of saying that your presence brings life, warmth, and energy into his world. For example, he might say things like, "It feels strange without you here," or "The place feels too quiet." When you're not around, these little remarks may sound simple, but they carry deep meaning. What he's really saying is that your laughter, your voice, and your energy fill a space in his life that no one else can replace. This behavior also shows emotional dependency, but in a healthy way. It means you've become an important part of his routine, and without you, things don't feel the same. Even in a crowd, he may still feel the emptiness because what he truly misses is you. Such comments are also a form of vulnerability. Many men struggle to openly admit they miss someone, so instead, they express it through observations about how empty life feels without that person. It's his subtle way of letting you know that your presence makes a significant difference. When he says these things, it's more than just words, it's an emotional confession. He's acknowledging that you bring light and joy into his days, and without you, that light dims. In short, when he mentions how quiet or empty things feel without you, he's telling you that your presence matters deeply. You're not just part of his life, you're the part that makes it feel complete. 6. He finds excuses to see you or spend time with you. When a man misses you, one of the clearest signs is that he looks for reasons, sometimes small, sometimes completely unnecessary, just to be around you. Instead of openly saying, "I want to see you," he'll create opportunities that allow him to spend time with you without making it too obvious. For example, he might suggest running an errand together, ask for help with something simple, or casually mention a new cafe or movie he'd like to try with you. Of course, these excuses aren't really about the activity itself. They're about creating moments to share your presence. Even something as small as asking you to join him for a walk or to grab coffee becomes a doorway for him to enjoy your company. This behavior reveals two things: his longing and his comfort with you. Longing because he misses being around you so much that he can't resist finding reasons to see you. Comfort because he feels safe enough to invite you into even the smallest parts of his daily life. It's his way of saying, "I enjoy your company so much that even ordinary things become special when you're there." You might notice that many of these excuses don't really require your presence. He could easily do them alone. But he chooses not to, because your companionship matters more than the task itself. To him, it's not about what he's doing, but about who he's doing it with. In essence, when a man goes out of his way to find excuses to see you, it's a heartfelt sign of his affection. He's not just missing you in silence, he's taking active steps to close the distance, even if it means turning ordinary moments into excuses to be near you. 7. He asks detailed questions about your day. When a man misses you, he doesn't settle for short, surface-level conversations. Instead, he dives deeper and asks detailed questions about your day. This shows that he's not only curious about what you're doing, but he also genuinely wants to be a part of your world. Even from a distance, he won't just say, "How was your day?" and leave it at that. He'll go further, asking things like, "What did you eat for lunch? How did your meeting go? Or did you enjoy the class today?" These little details may seem ordinary, but his interest in them carries a deeper meaning. He's trying to connect with the everyday moments of your life, the ones most people overlook. This behavior is also a sign of emotional investment. By wanting to know the small details, he's showing that everything about you matters to him, not just the big milestones. Even something as simple as hearing about the coffee you had, or the traffic you faced, brings him closer to you because it makes him feel like he's experiencing life alongside you. Another layer to this is his attentiveness. When he asks these questions, he also remembers your answers. Later on, he might say, "So, how's that project going? Or did you finally try that dish you mentioned?" This proves that he's not just asking out of politeness. He truly listens, values, and remembers. In essence, his detailed curiosity is a reflection of how much he misses your presence. Since he can't always be there in person, he chooses to be present through your stories, your routines, and your little daily moments. It's his way of saying, "Your life matters to me, and I want to be a part of it." 8. He notices small changes in your appearance or mood. When a man truly misses you, he pays close attention to even the smallest details about you or appearance, your expressions, and your moods. He's so tuned into you that he notices things others might easily overlook. This sensitivity is a clear reflection of how much he values and thinks about you. For example, you might change your hairstyle, wear a new color, or even switch something as subtle as your perfume, and he'll be the first to point it out. He might say, "That's a new dress, isn't it?" Or, "You look different today. Did you try something new with your hair?" These observations are more than compliments. They're proof that he's genuinely paying attention because he cares. It's not just physical changes he notices, he also picks up on emotional ones. If you're quieter than usual, a little stressed, or even slightly distracted, he'll sense it and ask, "Is everything okay?" Or, "You don't seem like yourself today." This attentiveness reveals that he's emotionally connected and doesn't just notice your smiles, he notices the silences, too. This level of awareness comes from missing you. When someone longs for you, they become more observant, almost cherishing every detail because it feels precious. He doesn't just see you, he studies you, remembering the little things that make you unique and noticing when something feels different. In essence, when a man pays attention to the smallest changes in your appearance or mood, it's his silent way of saying, "You matter to me. I see you, I notice you, and I care about how you feel." It's a beautiful reminder that in his eyes, no detail about you is ever too small to go unnoticed. 9. He gets a little jealous when you talk about others. Jealousy, when subtle and harmless, can be one of the clearest signs that a man misses you and cares deeply about you. If he shows small hints of jealousy when you talk about other people, especially other men, it usually means he values your attention and doesn't want to feel replaced in your life. This doesn't always come in dramatic ways. Often, it's in the little things. He might change his tone, ask curious questions like, "Who is he?" or "Do you see him often?" or even make playful remarks to hide his true feelings. These subtle reactions reveal that he doesn't like the thought of someone else occupying the space in your life that he wishes to fill. His jealousy isn't about control, it's about fear of losing closeness with you. Missing you intensifies this feeling because, in his absence, he worries that someone else might take his place or win your affection. That's why even casual mentions of another person can spark a reaction. Interestingly, his jealousy also shows how much attention he pays to you. He listens closely to what you say and reacts emotionally because your relationships with others matter to him. If he didn't care, he wouldn't notice or react at all. Of course, the important detail here is that his jealousy remains subtle, not toxic. It comes across as protective, curious, or slightly insecure, not controlling or demanding. In fact, his little jealous moments are often his indirect way of confessing, "I want to be the one closest to you." In short, when a man gets a bit jealous when you mention others, it's a quiet but powerful sign that he misses you, values your attention, and fears losing the special place he holds in your heart. 10. He sends you songs, quotes, or things that remind him of you. When a man misses you, one of the sweetest and most thoughtful ways he expresses it is by sharing little things that remind him of you. These could be songs, quotes, movie lines, memes, or even random pictures that connect to your personality, your shared memories, or the bond between you. For example, he might send you a song with lyrics that capture how he feels about you, hoping you'll listen and understand the emotions he finds hard to say out loud. Or he could share a quote about love, connection, or missing someone, knowing it mirrors his feelings. Even a funny meme can carry a hidden meaning. It shows that he thought of you in that moment and wanted to make you smile. This behavior reveals how often you cross his mind. While going about his day, he encounters things that instantly remind him of you, and instead of keeping them to himself, he shares them. It's his way of saying, "You're always with me, even in the little things I see." It also shows vulnerability. By sending these reminders, he's indirectly expressing his feelings. He might not always say, "I miss you" directly, but that song lyric or that quote becomes his voice, delivering the message for him. It allows him to communicate his emotions in a subtle yet powerful way. Most importantly, sharing these things creates a sense of closeness. Even if you're apart, it makes you feel like you're still experiencing life together. It's his way of building small bridges between your worlds and reminding you that you're special enough to stay on his mind. In essence, when he sends you songs, quotes, or things that remind him of you, it's his quiet love language, simple actions with deep meaning, showing just how much he misses and treasures you. 11. He tells you he wishes you were there with him. When a man misses you, one of the most direct yet tender ways he expresses it is by saying, "I wish you were here." These simple words carry a depth of meaning, revealing just how much he values your presence and longs to share his world with you. He might say this when he's out with friends, traveling, watching a movie, or even just sitting at home. The setting doesn't matter. What matters is that in that moment, he feels something would be better, brighter, or more complete if you were by his side. By expressing this, he's letting you know that your presence adds joy, comfort, and warmth that no one else can replace. This statement also shows his emotional openness. Many men struggle to openly admit their feelings, but saying "I wish you were here" is a vulnerable confession. It's his way of dropping the mask and allowing you to see his genuine longing. It also highlights how he views you as more than just company, someone he wants to share experiences with. Whether it's a fun activity or a quiet moment, he imagines it being more meaningful with you there. This indicates deep affection and a desire for closeness beyond words. Sometimes he may even use this phrase playfully, like when he's eating something delicious or seeing something beautiful. But behind the playful tone lies the same truth. Life feels incomplete without you. In short, when a man tells you he wishes you were there with him, it's not just a casual comment, it's a heartfelt sign of missing you. It shows that in his world, your presence is not optional, it's what makes every moment feel whole and memorable. 12. He calls or texts late at night, just to hear your voice. When a man misses you deeply, one of the most revealing signs is when he reaches out late at night, not because there's something urgent, but simply because he wants to hear your voice or feel close to you through a message. Nights are often when people feel the loneliest or most reflective, and if you're the first person he thinks of during those hours, it speaks volumes about his feelings. A late-night call or text isn't just casual, it's intentional. He could be winding down from a busy day, lying in bed, or sitting in silence. And in that quiet moment, his thoughts naturally drift to you. Instead of keeping those feelings inside, he acts on them, reaching out to create a little connection that brings him comfort. Even the simplest messages, like "Are you awake?" or "Just wanted to hear your voice before sleeping," carry deep meaning. They show that he longs for your presence, and that your words are the last thing he wants to hear before ending his day. For him, your voice isn't just sound, it's reassurance, peace, and a reminder that he's close to you, even when you're apart. This behavior also highlights vulnerability. At night, people tend to be more open about their emotions, and by choosing that time to contact you, he's revealing his softer side. It shows that you occupy his mind not only during the day but also in his most personal, quiet moments. In short, when he calls or texts late at night just to hear your voice, it's a tender confession without words. It means you're the person he thinks of most, the one who brings him comfort, and the one he longs to feel connected with before closing his eyes. 13. He remembers tiny details. You once told him, one of the clearest signs a man misses you and truly cares is when he remembers the little details you've shared with him. These aren't just the big things like your birthday or favorite color, but the small, almost forgettable pieces of information like the snack you love, the story you told once, or the name of a childhood friend. When he brings these things up in conversation, it shows that he not only listens but also treasures what you say. For example, you may have casually mentioned your favorite coffee order weeks ago, and suddenly he surprises you with it. Or perhaps you once talked about a book you wanted to read, and he later asks, "Did you ever get around to that book?" These gestures are subtle, but they reveal his attentiveness and affection. This ability to recall tiny details comes from genuine interest. When someone matters to us, our mind naturally holds on to their words because they feel important. So when he remembers, it's proof that you occupy a special place in his thoughts, even when you're not together. Remembering small things is also his way of staying emotionally connected. By bringing them up, he shows you that he values not only who you are, but also the experiences, preferences, and feelings that make you unique. It's his subtle way of saying, "I pay attention to you because you matter to me." In essence, when a man recalls tiny details you once told him, it's far more than a good memory, it's a reflection of how deeply he listens, how much he values your presence, and how strongly he misses being part of your everyday life. 14. He plans future activities to do with you. When a man misses you, his thoughts don't just linger on the present moment, they naturally drift toward the future. One of the strongest signs of this is when he talks about or makes plans for things you can do together later. These plans may be simple, like grabbing coffee, watching a new movie, or visiting a place you once mentioned, but they carry a much deeper meaning. He sees you in his future and wants to create more memories with you. This behavior shows that you're not just a temporary part of his life. By suggesting activities, he's subtly saying, "I want to keep you around, not just now, but later too." It's his way of expressing that your bond isn't limited to the present, that he's looking forward to moments you'll share down the road. Planning also reveals excitement. When he misses you, the thought of spending time together again brings him joy. Talking about future plans helps him cope with the distance he feels in the moment. It gives him something to anticipate, a reason to look forward, and a way to keep your connection alive until he sees you again. It can be as casual as, "We should try that new restaurant sometime," or as thoughtful as, "Next month, let's go on that hike you always talk about." The size of the plan doesn't matter. What matters is the intention behind it. He's making sure there's always a next time with you. In short, when a man talks about future activities with you, it's more than conversation, it's commitment in disguise. It shows that he not only misses you in the present, but also wants to make sure you'll continue to be part of his life in the days to come. 15. He randomly tells you he was thinking about you. One of the most heartfelt and honest signs that a man misses you is when he admits, out of the blue, "I was thinking about you." These words may seem simple, but they carry a deep emotional weight. They reveal that, even during ordinary moments of his day, his mind drifts to you and he feels compelled to let you know. This kind of confession is rarely rehearsed. It usually slips out naturally in conversation, which makes it even more genuine. He might send a message in the middle of work, late at night, or during a quiet moment, just to say, "You crossed my mind." This shows that you aren't just a passing thought, you're a constant presence in his heart and mind. When he shares this with you, it's his way of being vulnerable. Not everyone is comfortable admitting how often they think about someone. So if he tells you openly, it's a sign that he values your connection and wants you to know how important you are to him. It also speaks to the comfort he feels with you. He doesn't need a special reason or an elaborate excuse to reach out. The fact that you are on his mind is enough. For him, sharing this thought builds intimacy, because it invites you into his private world. Sometimes, he may add small details, like, "I heard this song and it made me think of you," or "That cafe reminded me of our last outing." These moments prove that his thoughts of you are tied to emotions, memories, and desires to be with you again. In short, when a man tells you he was thinking about you, it's a tender confession of his longing. It means you live in his thoughts, his heart, and his everyday life even when you're apart.